stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Present.
Charles Costick.
Here.
Dana Isabella is absent. Daniel Bosley.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
And I, Katie Pucci, am present.
Resolution 134, accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of March 13th and March 20th be accepted and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, any discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Is there anyone seeking public comment this evening? Seeing none, we'll advance to Resolution 135, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 5B-25 for $621,511.20. Abstract 5B-25 prepays for the amount of $199,761.16 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Is there a motion?
I will make that motion.
Bosley. Is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Resolution 136, proclamation of recognition of the official designation of Clinton Community College Day.
Whereas Clinton Community College, located in Plattsburgh, New York, has a mission to provide educational opportunities in an inclusive and safe environment that empowers individuals to create their own path to personal and professional growth. And whereas Clinton Community College has been a pillar of higher education, workforce development, and community enrichment since its establishment in 1966. And whereas Clinton Community College has demonstrated its commitment to academic excellence, providing students with quality education, innovative programs, and opportunities for personal and professional growth. And whereas Clinton Community College has fostered strong partnerships with local businesses, organizations, and government agencies while contributing to regional economic development and workforce readiness. And whereas the staff of Clinton Community College have continuously shown dedication to student success and academic integrity through their tireless efforts and passion for education. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh recognizes the invaluable contributions of Clinton Community College to the advancement and well-being of our community, now therefore be it proclaimed that we, the members of the town board of the town of Plattsburgh, do hereby proclaim May 22nd of 2025 as Clinton Community College Day in the town of Plattsburgh, New York, in recognition of its lasting impact on our community, and encourage all residents to celebrate and support this valuable institution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic. I just wanted to note that this is being done in recognition of Clinton Community College moving off the bluff. They will be co-locating with SUNY Plattsburgh over the course of the next several months as they make that transition, and Clinton County government continues their process to identify the next use for the property. And while it's a sad day to see the college leave the town, I personally believe, as a member of the University Council and also as town supervisor, it'll still be good for the region. It's still a win. So I wish them much success. So can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Charles Costick.
Yes.
Dana Isabella is absent. Daniel Bosley.
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. So carried. I keep checking my phone because we do have a public hearing this evening, but Resolution 137, request for a new plow truck for the highway department.
Whereas normal use requires periodic updates of vehicles used to maintain the roads in the town of Plattsburgh, and whereas Greg Brunel, Highway Superintendent, has submitted a request for permission to purchase one 2026 Western Star 47X plow truck, chassis only, in the amount of $193,370, using Sourcewell contract pricing for use by the town of Plattsburgh Highway Department. Therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby grant permission to Mr. Brunel to order said plow truck, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign any related documents required for said purchase. Be it further resolved that payment for said purchase will be made payable from the 2026 Equipment Capital Outlay account, as stated here, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the Highway Superintendent, the Town Clerk, and the Finance Manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bostic, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion?
Was 193, right? 193,370.
I believe so.
Yep.
For the checks.
For the chassis. Yep. All right. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella is absent, Daniel Bosley,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution so carries. Notice is hereby given at the town of Plattsburgh, town board will meet and hold public hearing thereon at the town hall located on the Banker Road in the town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, May 15th, 2025 at 6:05 PM prevailing time on the question of the enactment of the proposed local law, number 1/2025, during the town of Plattsburgh's semi-monthly meeting public hearing, May 15, 2025. This evening, we will accept written comments into the record for the hearing, and we will also provide an opportunity here from individuals seeking to speak from the floor. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella is absent, Daniel Bosley,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. We will officially open the public hearing at 6:05 PM. To begin this public hearing, I would ask the clerk, have you received any written comments at your office?
I have not.
The town supervisor has also not received any written comments. Is there anyone seeking the floor this evening? Okay, we will hold the public hearing off to the side and continue with some resolutions and go back, close it, and then move forward. Resolution 138, resolution to hold a public hearing for local law number 4 of 2025, authorizing a real estate tax exemption for qualified volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers.
Whereas the town board recognizes the role of volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers in securing the safety and well-being of town residents, and the town board believes that it is in the best interest of the town of Plattsburgh to encourage volunteerism for said purposes. And whereas the New York State Legislature has recently amended the real property tax law by adding section 466-A, which authorizes towns to adopt a local law designating qualified volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers as eligible to receive the real property tax exemption specified in said section. And whereas it was the considered opinion of all members of the town board who were present that a public hearing should be held on the 5th day of June of 2025 at 6:05 PM at the Plattsburgh Town Hall located at 151 Baker Road to consider the adoption of proposed local law number 4 of 2025, authorizing a real property tax exemption to qualified volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers. And now, on motion duly made and seconded, it was resolved that after review of proposed local law number 4 of 2025, it has been hereby determined that the proposed is a type 2 action requiring no further environmental review. Be it further resolved that a public hearing be held on the 5th day of June of 2025 at 6:05 PM at the Plattsburgh Town Hall located at 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, on the question of the enactment of proposed local law number 4 of 2025. Be it further resolved that a notice of hearing on proposed local law number 4 of 2025 shall be published in the Press Republican not less than 5 days prior to that hearing. And be it further resolved that the town clerk shall post that notice on the bulletin board maintained by the town clerk pursuant to Town Law 30, Part 6, and on the Town of Plattsburgh website for a period not less than 5 days prior to the public hearing.
Is there a motion?
So moved. I'll second.
Costick, Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Resolution 139, standard workday and reporting resolution for Daniel Bosley, town councilor.
Whereas Regulation 315.4 from the Office of the New York State Comptroller was passed and became effective January 1st of 2016, and per the regulation, it is required that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh adopt a standard workday and reporting resolution. It is required that, it's required that the town board of the town adopt a standard workday and reporting resolution. It is required that the term and days worked per month be reported for each such office or position. And further, where the standard workday and reporting resolution should be updated periodically to reflect changes in work hours and for newly elected and appointed officials. Be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh does hereby set the standard workday and service credit that will be reported to the New York State and local employees' retirement system as attached. And be it further resolved that on passing, this resolution shall be posted on the town website and the official signboard located near the town clerk's office for a minimum of 30 days. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution and an affidavit of posting be filed with the Office of the State Comptroller within 45 days of the adoption of said resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
I'll second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 140, contract of services between the town of Plattsburgh and the administrator for appraisal of the property.
Whereas R2D2 Housing Development Fund Company, hereinafter the petitioner, is the owner of certain real property situated in the town of Plattsburgh, the tax map number of 205.4-1-14, and located at 2025 Route 22B, Morrisonville, New York, 12962. Whereas the property of 2025 Route 22B has an assessed valuation of 2021 of $400,000, 2022 $400,000, 2023 $400,000, and 2024 $400,000. And whereas petitioner has filed a notice of petition within the New York State Supreme Court, County of Clinton, for review of the assessment under Article 7 of the Real Property Tax Law of the State of New York for the final assessment roll years of 22, 23, and 24, asserting the assessed values are in 2021 $289,000, 2022 $289,000, 2023 $170,000, and then 2024 $90,000 respectively. And whereas petitioner has filed a request for judicial intervention, and whereas in order to defend the assessment of the town in these proceedings, a real estate appraisal assignment for the property located at 2025 Route 22B is required, and whereas Nate Skeeter of Skeeter Evaluation Services LLC has agreed to complete the assignment and real estate appraisals for the town of said properties under the terms and conditions contained in a letter from Mr. Schechter, which is attached hereto and made a part of. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all documents required to retain the services of Mr. Schechter under the terms and conditions set forth in the engagement letter. Be it further resolved that payment for Mr. Schechter's services in an amount not to exceed $9,000 be made payable from the 2025 legal consultation account as stated here.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bosley, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, any discussion? Seeing none.
This is one where the, was $400,000 and he wants to go down to 90?
Correct. Can I get a roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Daniel Bosley,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 141, April 2025 budget amendment.
Whereas the town may need to amend the 2025 budget to reflect changes in revenues and expenditures during the year, and whereas the budget amendments will be offset from existing fund balance or additional revenues, therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh authorize the following budget amendment as attached. Be it further resolved that the copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
Moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Bosley, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 142, request to advertise for bids for used bucket truck for town of Plattsburgh Highway Department.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Highway Department has identified the need to acquire a used bucket truck to support departmental operations, and whereas the specifications for the required used bucket truck are as follows: the model of year of 2005 or newer, equipped with 2 separate buckets, a working height of 80 to 90 feet, and a total gross vehicle weight of 60,000 pounds. Excuse me. Whereas Greg Brunel, Highway Superintendent, has requested to solicit bids, now therefore be it resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for one used bucket truck purchase, and that said advertisement shall be placed on the town website and the town clerk's bulletin board. It is further resolved that all sealed bids must be received at the town of Plattsburgh town clerk's office located at 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, no later than 2 p.m. on Monday, June 16th, at which time and place said bids will be publicly open and read. It is further resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board reserves the right to reject any or all bids offered, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the town clerk, highway department, and the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, is there any discussion?
I would just say that we discussed this at Fleet this morning. I'm sure he discussed it at.
Well, yeah, we're upgrading from a 1979 to 2005.
Yeah, the Oshkosh, and his intent is to use funds that we've received from auction of the other vehicles. There's a tandem pickup and the Oshkosh itself, so.
Tom, is
it's
a
hoping to net zero.
Tom is a 1980 model, which is only 1 year off.
Oh, it wasn't 79?
No,
I
I'm
was-
saying I'm a 1980 model, so.
Cause
You know,
I know.
I look at it and I don't say it's that old. No, but I
That Oshkosh is a beast.
Wow.
I used to wear Oshkosh Bagosh as a little kid.
That doesn't surprise me.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Carried. Resolution 143, Terry Miron versus Town of Plattsburgh.
Whereas Terry M. Miron and the town of Plattsburgh are desirous of having certain assessment issues resolved as to property owned by Terry M. Miron in the town of Plattsburgh. There was a settlement proposal resolving pending tax certiorari litigation was recommended by the Vincelet Law Firm, special counsel to the town of Plattsburgh, and reviewed by the Plattsburgh Town Board at its regular monthly meeting. And whereas such a proposed settlement would present the parties with an expeditious and economic alternative to further litigation so as to resolve issues between the parties. And whereas the town board has determined that the proposed settlement is in the best interest of the town, now therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby accept a proposed settlement for the 2024 tax certiorari proceeding filed by Terry Amiron, in which the 2024 assessed value of parcel 206.3-17.1 shall be reduced as follows. Year 2024, parcel 220.1-9, prior assessed value is $11,700,000, the revised value is $10,150,000, a reduction of $1,550,000. And it is further resolved that Terry M. Miron shall be entitled to a refund of excess taxes paid, waiving statutory interest based upon the above revision. It is further resolved that Section 727 of the real property tax law shall apply to the adjusted assessment for assessment year 2024 and shall affect the 2025, 26, and 27 assessment rolls. It is further resolved that the town board does hereby adopt this resolution to end the litigation between Terry and Miron and the town of Plattsburgh as to the above referenced assessment.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bosley, is there a second?
Second.
Bostick, any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Daniel Bosley,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 144, 3% site plan, return deposit for Farrell North Site Plan 2020.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Planning Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of the Farrell North Site Plan 2020, and whereas the Planning and Community Development Department has coordinated inspection of said project and reports all requirements have been met and completed, now therefore be it resolved that the supervisors are authorized and directed to release the said deposit in the amount of $2,277.85 plus accrued interest to date. It is further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the Planning and Community Development Department Secretary with the return of deposit to A.W. Farrell and Sons, Inc.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bostick, is there a second?
Second?
Bosley, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. We return back to the public hearing. This evening, it was hereby given that the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board will meet and hold a public hearing thereon at the Town Hall located at the Bank Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, May 15th, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. prevailing time on the question of the enactment of the proposed local law number 1 of 2025 during the Town of Plattsburgh's Town Board's semi-monthly meeting public hearing, again listed on May 15th, 2025. This evening, we were accepting written comments into the record as well as providing the opportunity to hear from individuals from the floor. Again, I'll ask the clerk, did you receive any written comments to be placed in the record?
I have not.
The town supervisor's office has also not received any comments to be placed in the written into the record. Is there anyone seeking the floor? Is there anyone seeking the floor? Is there anyone seeking the floor? As no one is seeking the floor, I would seek a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
Bostick. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Bosley. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Daniel Bosley,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. We will officially close the public hearing at 6:18 p.m. Resolution 145, IT Computer Support Service Award, Layer 8.
Whereas the town solicited proposals and qualified IT computer support service consultants to provide IT services to the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas the town's IT committee opened and reviewed all proposals and recommended that Layer 8 be awarded the contract. Now therefore be it resolved that after review by the town attorney, the supervisor is duly authorized and empowered to execute the agreement on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and Layer 8, located at 132 Boynton Avenue, Plattsburgh, New York.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bostick, is there a second?
Second.
Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 146, resolution to approve the waiver request for Drew Tier 3 solar project.
Whereas the solar local law of the town of Plattsburgh is in effect, and whereas the solar local law does not allow development of Tier 3 solar projects within the C commercial zoning district, And whereas the planning board has received and approved a sketch plan application for a Tier 3 solar project located within the C Commercial Zoning District located on Route 9 North. And whereas in order for the project to proceed to the detailed preliminary review stage, a waiver from the solar local law would be required. And whereas on May 2nd of 2025, the town clerk received a written request for a waiver from the solar local law, and the request was accompanied by site plan and subdivision maps. And whereas the planning board has conducted a seeker review of the project and issued a negative determination of environmental significance by resolution number 25-19 dated April 15th of 2025. And whereas a public hearing was held on the solar local law waiver request on May 15th during the regularly scheduled meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board, and no public comments were received, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Plattsburgh, after review of the request for the waiver from the solar local law, review of the proposed site plan and subdivision, and review of the negative determination of environmental significance issued by the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Board, does hereby approve the request for a waiver from the solar local law for the above referenced project. Be it further resolved that this waiver does not apply to Lot 3 as identified on the proposed subdivision plan, and Lot 3 shall be reserved for uses as allowed in the C Commercial District. And be it further resolved that this waiver approval is conditional upon detailed preliminary plan and subdivision approval by the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Board, and conditional upon the filing of the proposed subdivision with Clinton County. Be it further resolved that the town clerk shall provide a certified copy of this resolution to the Planning and Community Development Department and Codes and Zoning Department.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Stick, is there a second?
I'll second.
Leslie? Any discussion?
Is it, the lot 3 is the one along the road, right? Along Route 9?
Yeah, so the allowed use will be pushed up the back, up against, for all intents and purposes, the highway.
Yep.
So we are still providing max allowed use for development on the parcel. With nothing further, I will call the roll. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Daniel Bosley,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. Resolution does carry. Do you need an executive session?
No.
Okay. I know of no need to have an executive session this evening, therefore I would accept a motion to adjourn
So
tonight's
moved.
meeting. Would, excuse me, is there a second?
Second.
Leslie? Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nice.
We will adjourn tonight at 6:22 PM. Please drive safe and rolling. Thank you.
Just in case.
Come back.
Go back.
Yeah.
No, I gotta get stuff out of the way here for you, you know, so that you can get by.